Yeah.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Diski Den. And you got some Diski dudes in our respective studios. You got me, Nino Asher, Sundowns fan, Leeds fan. You guys know the story. We got Flybo, our You Never Walk Alone. Over there, we got Dominique, a Red Devil. And we're just going to be catching up, talking about the latest in the world of football. A lot of things have been happening. We're at the end of the season. We were supposed to cover this entire season, but due to unforeseen circumstances, we couldn't. But we promise we're gonna provide more content. You're gonna be seeing a lot more of us as we approach the end of the season and as we prepare for the incoming transfer season and beginning of the 2022-2023 season. So, gentlemen, you guys have anything to say
And don't
about?
forget,
Uh-huh.
don't forget the Euro. Don't forget the Euros.
And the Euros and the upcoming Euros. Very excited about that. We're going to be covering the Euros like no one's business. That's going to be fun. Guys, is there anything you want to say about this weekend's fixtures? What happened? What's interesting to you guys in football right now?
I just want to start by saying the Europa, what was it, the semi-final, the quarterfinal that just happened was some of the weakest final football I've ever seen in my life. Arsenal versus Slovak Prague. Guys, let's think about that. Quarterfinal
for a
of a European
for a
competition.
For a second, I thought you were talking about UEFA. Okay, Europa.
No. Europa.
Okay.
I just want to remind everyone how trash that competition is. And I really hope it dies because it produced some of the most weakest. Bro, I didn't even know Man United were playing Grenada. I didn't even know Grenada made Europe. I thought Grenada finished like 12th or something like that. Grenada was in Europe?
Stop hating. Stop hating.
Name me one Grenada player. Name me one Grenada player. One Grenada player. Just one.
Okay.
Quarterfinal of a European competition. One player.
Soldado plays there.
Jesus, that's embarrassing.
Well, I was going to say teams like Arsenal and United need that Europa because winning it takes clubs to the Champions League. Okay, United may not need to win the Europa.
No.
But Arsenal needs it. Arsenal needs it. And on this episode, I'm gonna talk on behalf of the Arsenal fans. Winning Europa is prestigious. It is prestigious.
Let me put it this way for Arsenal. Arsenal right now are in a winning Europa level. This Arsenal today, I'm giving up on Arsenal as a team. I honestly, I respect the legacy of Arsenal, but I think we need to relegate it to a Newcastle, like, that status of like Aston Villa.
Have some respect. Okay, wait. I get the banter.
But it's not even banter anymore. Because I barely banter Arsenal. This is serious. They drew and Kitty celebrated. I just watched them draw against Burnley. Last minute goal, draw. And Keita celebrated like it was a victory. At the kickoff, they were celebrating. Not at the kickoff, sorry. At the 90th minute, they were celebrating at the end and it was a draw. And they like 10. I don't know, something. I just wanted to say that before we start because it's been a while. And there's a lot. I'm going to ask a question later and I hope you guys have good answers for me. But I'm going to ask a question later about this season.
Okay, by the way, Man United doesn't need Europa. Just a correction. We second.
Okay.
We don't need Europa.
Are you telling me you guys don't need trophies? Because all your players say they want to win trophies. All your big players are there saying they're there to win trophies. You need that.
Not the Europa.
Then
Definitely
what?
Not the Europa.
Then what?
Something else. Rather we win nothing, finish the season strong, and next season we win something because Europa We got there by only fucking up and finishing third in a shit group. Let's be serious. With Salzburg and the other shit team. PSG, we beat them. We're not supposed to lose against that shit team. And again, that shit team that beat us. So, bruh, you can't say at least. We're supposed to at least go out last 16 of Champions League. That's at least.
Okay,
Not
but
Europa.
here's the thing: was you guys clown each other when your clubs are knocked out of round of 16. Every time Arsenal was kicked out of that round, it was always clowned on. So don't you think it would be better for United to win the Europa and then play in the
Nope.
Super Cup? Because now you
No,
have a
you
chance
don't-
to
you
now you
don't
have a
get a
chance to play
star on
the
for
UEFA
Europa.
Super Cup. So you don't want to have a chance at winning the Super Cup.
You don't get a star on your jersey for winning a fucking Europa or a fucking Super Cup. That's the facts. There's no star on your jersey for that.
Can I say something about the Super Cup? The Super Cup is created so to prove whether the team that won UEFA deservedly won it or got lucky. That's all the Super Cup is there for. If you win UEFA, then play the Super Cup and get beaten by the Europa team, it's like you were lucky. You got very lucky.
No,
That's all is created for
I
Super Cup.
disagree.
Nah,
That's some
That's
hate.
it.
That's
That's
some
it.
hating shit
It's a
right
banter. It's a banter for the
Nah.
team that wins UEFA. It's a banter for the team that wins UEFA.
there.
If we would have lost our Super Cup game against what were Chelsea, that would have been terrible. We were the UEFA team. They were the baby team. They were the Europa crab.
I guess so, but I remember Madrid lost one time. They lost theirs. Maybe losing the Club World Cup is banter, but the Super Cup is just it's pretty much a curtain raiser. It's
a community shield, bro.
Yeah.
You can't be.
Bruh,
It's a European community shield, bro. You can't say for one, bro. Not even the full first team sometimes playing that silly cup, bro. It's like fringe boys.
Mhm.
It's a warm up, bro. You can't. That's a shit cup. Also, it's a European community shield. Let's just say that. And a community shield,
I can take
you can't
that.
be happy
I can
to
take
win a
that.
community shield.
I think
Let's
it's just
be-
embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Europa can disappear. I don't care about Europa. If we get to Europa, I'll pretend like we're not in.
Okay, speaking of
Until we reach the
Europa,
finals.
speaking of Europa, news came out that the Super League is in full.
Yeah.
Okay, I wouldn't say it's in full force, but they've shifted a gear, and now UEFA has responded, saying that if this thing goes ahead, they're gonna ban the clubs from their domestic leagues if it happens. What's your guys' initial thoughts? I'll let it simmer with you guys. Think about it for a second. Now,
I actually was, yeah.
Okay. Now imagine Liverpool and Chelsea, United being banned from the Premier League. Do you think this type of situation is just all talk? You think it's just to get some clicks, or do you think there's an actual possibility of the Super League changing football? Because we've been watching football for a while now, and it's been in the same format for a long time. Do you think it's time for it to change?
No, personally, no. I've actually been reading about this, and a couple of big teams are actually they negotiated, right? They're in talks. So this thing it's moving quickly. It's moving quickly, and I mean it's being reported by Sky Sports. Like it's being reported by the big outlets. So they close, bro. It's for me. It's I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think they should mess with the way things are. It seems like a money thing or a monetary thing. You know what I mean? More than it is something for the fans or something for people who enjoy football. It reminds me. It reminds me kind of like the NBA. The way the NBA is like a glamour thing more than it is like a patriotic. Or there's something, because football, there's something patriotic about it. The way that it's each country, and only 4 countries can make it to the European competition. And you know what I mean? I feel like the format is perfect the way it is, and they're gonna F it up if they do something like this. Plus, with the Qatars and the Saudi Arabian deals, and seems like there's some funny business happening behind the scenes of this thing too, which I don't trust. So for me, nah, bro, I don't want it. But if it happens, it happens.
Tom, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree also, but I don't think that like United, Liverpool will ever leave the traditional leagues because that's where they get all their money from. This thing can maybe just rival the Champions League or just be another competition that now you get to build a stronger squad and put maybe your B team or whatever in that competition. I don't know. But I don't think it can ever replace Champions League, ever.
Okay, so you guys prefer the whole league knockout than an actual league?
To be honest,
I'm just playing devil's advocate, right?
Yeah.
I would prefer football to stay the way it is because I don't think it's broken. I think the only thing that's broken right now in football is VAR, but that's a topic for something else. Like the whole format, okay, it's nice to dream about a league where you have your Real Madrid, Barca, United, Chelsea, Juventus, etc., in the same league. We all do it in our manager modes and career. You want to know who the best of the best is, but we kind of have Champions League for that. But having this just as a league is different. And what if these guys have enough money to pay these clubs to a point where they believe, you know what, maybe we don't have to be in the Premier League. We get 200 mil from the Premier League, this thing is going to give us $500 million. It's going to sort us out. What do you say to that?
It's still risky. It's risky for the Premier League to leave a new thing like that. Same like that silly China League. It hasn't kicked off because the culture's not there. All the traditional leagues have the culture of going back to X amounts of years. So you're going to start a new thing. Yes, the money can be there, but will the audience be there? Because the money won't guarantee the audience. And the locals, will the locals switch over? The people in Fulham, the people in Leicester, will they watch that shit league versus the Premier League?
True. Maybe they'd be watching Leicester gun for the title in the Premier League. You never know. Maybe that's what they'll start focusing on because now they have a chance at the top 4 are gone.
That's my biggest problem.
Now they're trying to compete for the Super League, qualify for the Super League. You know what I'm saying?
You see, that's my biggest problem with it. Because basically this thing is to suggest that it takes away I think they said top 6 clubs. So it's the top 6 clubs of the league go compete in this thing.
How many leagues? Because that's a lot of teams. That would be already 2.
Italian league is in talks. Spanish league is in talks. Obviously, Premier League, and probably others, bro. Probably others. I'm assuming it's going to be the top 5 leagues, and maybe like the other leagues will be like UEFA, where it works with coefficients. So, but it's 6 teams for the Premier League. That's what they say. It's 6 teams for the Premier League. So I'm assuming the top 6 teams. I don't know, maybe financially or whatever.
You know what? For the sake of fantasy thinking, let it happen so Leeds can win the Prem. The way Leeds is playing, if 6 of the big teams are gone, Leeds is winning that thing.
No, bro, no. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Arsenal are
And
gonna be Arsenal are gonna be champions forever there and never make the Super League.
yeah, Arsenal are finally gonna be able to win UEFA if all the other teams are busy with some Super League.
Oh wait, so
Because
my
what
question,
happens to UEFA?
I was about to ask. That was my next question. So if this happens, would UEFA still be a thing? That would complicate and muddy the waters so much that it would
It will
just
take away from UEFA.
yeah,
That's
and
the thing.
and keeping up with football would feel a little bit tedious. You'd be keeping track of a lot of competitions, a lot of different type of stats. Yeah. But it's interesting times ahead. Let's see what happens. Moving on to the next topic, Jez. We're nearing the end of the Premier League, right, and other leagues. We in earlier episodes we gave our predictions, right? Armo had a big prediction about Frank Lampard's Chelsea. A lot has gone down. Frank's no longer the man for Chelsea. He's out of there.
Correction. Chelsea. Not Frank Lampard's Chelsea.
Okay,
because I told you they bought players, they went in. And you know what? Tuchel's kind of proving me right a little bit. Not in the league, but as that team, Tuchel, it's Lampard. Lampard was my issue. But yeah, that was my prediction.
And Dom,
and I'm willing to take the out of the league.
And on your side, you kind of did say that United would be playing for second spot. I'll give you that. I think you had mentioned that. And it secured Ole a new contract. What are your thoughts on that? On United's season currently, how it's gone down, Bruno's performances, Luke Shaw's resurgence as one of the best left backs. A lot is happening at United. Cavani's kind of changed your attack. He's brought in a different threat to him. So what do you think of United's business in the latter stages of the season?
We've been finishing, actually, I'm quite impressed with the steps we've made. Just a bit disappointed that we didn't carry this form throughout the whole season because, we lost and drew against silly teams that we're destroying easily now. And if we were doing that, I think we would have been a lot closer to City and would have been quite close now. So that being said, I think we need to take this form into next season. That's the main thing. And I think we just need to get maybe one or two signings and not change the team too much. It seems like Oli knows his best 11 now, but we need some variation here and there, especially when it comes to the Fred and McTominay situation in midfield. I think that needs to be addressed as a matter of urgency. And just someone at the back to also help out Maguire and Lindelof, a solid centre-back, and I think we sorted. Van der Beek needs to pick up his socks as well and be that guy that's going to assist Bruno. That's the key thing as well. Next season is a big season for that young lad. If he doesn't hit the straps, he's out of there.
And do you think you guys have what it takes to actually compete with City? City's doing the most to the point where we're not even commenting about it. It just seems they seem like they're in a league of their own. Does this make the Premier League less interesting to us? Because all our clubs are quite behind them. What does that say about City? Or are we expecting a different type of success from City? Are we expecting them? They've won the Prem. They've shown that they're in it to win it. They're a new force, and they're gonna stick around. They got the money. They're all winning the other cups. Your FA Cups. They did get knocked out, but they do win those. They do win the Carabaos from. They've been winning those. Do you think it's time they win the Champions? And do you think once they win the Champions League, different conversations will be had about Manchester City as a club.
Can I answer this one?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I feel connected to this question. Honestly, I give Man City a lot of credit this season because they didn't start out well. They lost quite a few players. David Silva, last season they lost company. They didn't have a lot of how would you say leaders, to a point where I can't even tell really who's the captain. I think maybe it's De Bruyne now, but I can't really tell. Maybe it's Fernandinho. I'm not too sure. So I give them a lot of credit. Pep Guardiola bought some good players. Something that I've sometimes kind of used as a stick to beat him with, that his purchases aren't as good as people think they are. And a lot of the players that are good at Man City are the players that were bought before Pep Guardiola. But this season, for the first time, he started buying. Like Diaz, Ruben Diaz has been the best defender in the Premier League for me, and complemented Stones well. Stone's biggest problem was that he's not the main guy in a centre back pairing. So he needs someone next to him that's stronger than him and that's more commanding than him. So I have to give Pep credit for finding that player. And he found a player that was quite obscure. Funny enough, Man United were chasing Ruben Diaz. And I don't think people are actually pointing that out. That's quite a miss for them. Because I think Man United could have bought him easily. He was from Benfica. No one was really paying attention. Man City credit this season. And even though they lost the FA Cup, listen, I know many people are talking about a quadruple, and I was a little scared. That they might do it. But Man City haven't really done that well in the latter stages of these small competitions when they face big teams. For example, when they faced Arsenal in the FA Cup semi-final, they lost. But when they faced Swansea and when they faced Watford, they won. So as soon as they met up with a decent team, and I also think they lost against Man United in the semi-final a couple of seasons ago. So as soon as they met up with a big team, it was 50-50. So I'm not going to blame them. Chelsea's a good team. But the whole quadruple thing was a little too much. So I'm going to give them credit. But that comes with a caveat. If Man City don't win UEFA this season, I've said this, Nino knows about how I feel. If they don't win the UEFA this season, the season with no fans, the season where the atmosphere doesn't matter. Because the excuse was the atmosphere, yes. For years, everyone was putting Man City in the highest odds, or giving them the best odds for UEFA. And when they get kicked out the atmosphere, they blame that Man City is not a European. None of that stuff was there this season. So if they don't win it this season, then I think personally, they haven't had a good season, even if they've won Premier League. I say this because this is why I say this. PSG, Bayern Munich, none of those teams, if Man City are putting themselves there, none of those teams care if they're about winning the UEFA. Especially when they've won the league for a long time. They only care about winning UEFA. And Man City is not a secret. They really want to win UEFA. And this is their first semi-final in a long time. If they don't at least make the final, for me, it's not a good season. If they make the final, it's a good season. It's a good season. Might not be the best season, but it's a good season. But if they don't make the final, I don't know, man. I think it's an average Man City season.
Yeah.
Then
It's not
they
bad,
choke.
but it's average.
If they don't make the final, they choke. They choked again.
A little stat piece. Chelsea was the last club to be a new winner of the Champions League. Don't know if that English made sense, so let me try again. Chelsea was the last new club to win the Champions League. So the odds or against Manchester City. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Dom, has Manchester City earned your respect in any way?
Nope. Not really. Look, they've been doing well in the league. It's fine, but you're nothing until you don't have a star on your chest, and you need to convert that. Juve were trying, and now they were like close 3 seasons, and now they've forgotten about their titles. Atletico, same thing. They were pushing, and then they fucked their chance up. So if Dortmund also, if City don't win, they're fucking their best chance up to actually win one of these things, because you don't get much chances with a good team. You can get another final like in 10 years, bro. So if they don't make the final, they choked for me. It all depends on that semi. And they're playing PSG, which also haven't won it. So yeah, if they don't make that final, they choked, bro.
Yeah, Nicholas Anelka did say, he did in his documentary, that he underestimated the length between finals. He said when he first reached his first Champions League final, he thought that it was going to be an every season occurrence, not knowing that the next one is coming in a decade's time. It's not sweet out there. It's not sweet.
Not everyone is Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Not everyone's Real Madrid. And to give a quick prediction, Madrid is winning UEFA again. Sorry, it's happening again.
You know,
I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
We'll save that for another episode because we're running out of time. And I think we're going to focus a lot on Zidane on that episode, because there's a conversation there if he wins another Champions League upon return. Because when he returned, he won La Liga. When people were calling Madrid dust, came back and won La Liga. Second season back, might do the double. But in any case, guys, I want to close off with local is lekker. Just a quick roundup about what's happening in football. We have Sundowns over here, still undefeated in the league. We got 3 clubs, South African clubs, not clubs, 3 South African coaches in CAF Champions League knockout stages. Kaizer Chiefs coach Gavin Hunt, Pizzo for Al Ahly, and the co-coaches of Sundowns, the Trinity. Are you guys keeping up with the local football?
Yeah. I don't want to lie. I haven't, but I've just been seeing Sundowns has basically won the championship.
I was about to say, I've been keeping up, and the same thing. Looks like Sundowns once again is gonna, run through everyone.
Yeah, the one thing that everyone's looking at is that undefeated streak. Looking like a possibility. The way they're playing, the squad depth they have, just doesn't seem like any club can beat them. They demolished Pirates just now 4-1. And when you look at the big teams, to me, I think Pirates and SuperSport are the only clubs that could surprise Sundowns. But this season, we may see something special in South African football. We may see something special. I'm crossing my fingers. I think Sundowns is good enough of a team to go undefeated in our premiership. And what a way to win it, to win the inaugural DSTV premiership. If you win it undefeated, you've clocked it already. You've clocked it in year 1. And that says a lot about your teams, your guys, Kaizer Chiefs. You guys need to speak on you guys need to speak on your season right now, because as much as you're in Champions League knockout stages, it's you guys are down bad.
Kaizer Chiefs lost to Richards Bay. Now let me put that in perspective for the people that are watching. Richards Bay is basically a beach. It's a beach. I can't even call it a city. Kaizer Chiefs lost to a beach. Not a Richards Bay is like it's a beach. It's a getaway. They lost to a getaway. It's like imagine South Africa losing to like Mauritius. It's a getaway.
You know, okay,
Kaizer Chiefs is the South Africa. Kaizer Chiefs is the South Africa of the PSL. It's that's how bad it is. You see how Bafana disappoints whenever you expect it to? Kaizer Chiefs is doing what Bafana does. I don't even care anymore. I don't even care anymore.
Okay, you know what? Actually, to be honest, local is not so lekker right now. Hopefully, things do change because we also didn't qualify for AFCON. I was looking forward to that. It's nice to compete in international competitions, but it seems like we can't even do that. The only thing we can enjoy is Sundowns. The only thing to enjoy about South African soccer right now, Sundowns playing, and hopefully getting that dream final, Sundowns versus Al Ahly in the CAF Champions League. That would be quite a fairy tale booking if ever there was, such a thing.
By the way, I quickly want to give respect to Pizzo. He's doing a very good job for Al Ahly. They're doing well in the league. He's killing it. He didn't just go there and just whatever. He's doing a good job over there. So big up to Pizzo.
Yeah. Big up to him. Shout out, Pizzo. Shout out. You're killing it. Apparently, it's tough. They lose 2 games and they want you out. So he's doing he's soaking in that pressure. He's soaking in the squeeze. He knows how to handle the squeeze. Guys, I think that's it for the day. I think that's it for this episode. Is there anything you guys want to plug to whoever's watching?
Nah. Yo. Fuck.
Okay, nothing from Dominique that side. Just crabs.
Okay. I just wanna plug quickly the Planet Namek podcast. It's a new podcast that Nino's also involved with, and another friend of ours called Nelson. We talk about anything and everything, philosophy, current news, whatever. Check it out. We've got an episode out that talks about Snyder Cut. You guys might enjoy that. That's the Planet Namek podcast. It's just channels called Planet Namek, but just type podcast in case you need it for a bunch of Dragon Ball Z stuff.
All right, sweet. All right.
I'm
Guys, thanks for watching.
out for a week, eh? My back. I could only do legs now. Seriously. Yo, bro.
Guys, thanks for watching. Do like and subscribe to the channel. We'd appreciate that a lot. And we'll catch you next time on the next episode of Diski Den. Cheers.
Yo,
Hey,
Cheers,
Lingard.
guys.
Hey, Jens Lingard may win Ballon d'Or.
yo. Lingard